You're watching Fox 22, Bangor. From the Great North Woods to the Rockbound Coast and streaming live in HD worldwide at foxbangor.com. More people choose Good Morning Maine.
Today on Good Morning Maine, wardens and their trainees rescue family members who were lost on Moosehead Lake during this week's storm.
Plus, Maine lawmakers are considering a bill that would allow limited hunting on Sundays.
And why some believe new size limits proposed for the lobster industry may turn out to be a good thing. Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith.
And I'm Craig Colson. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll have those stories coming up, but we're going to start with a quick check of the forecast. Not a bad day ahead for us today. We may actually seeing some bright sunshine out there right now, which looks really nice after a couple of gray days. Some areas may see a few flurries, but shouldn't be a big deal. So we'll enjoy this before the next batch of messy weather gets
I know I definitely will, even if I just open up my windows a little bit, let some clean air through.
Yeah.
All right, here's Devin Biggs with the full forecast.
And thank you very much, Craig and Emma. Happy Thursday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Marilyn Monroe Spas. Sign up for your VIP spa membership today for exclusive members-only services and benefits. It's the perfect gift for your loved ones. All right, let's get things rolling out there this morning. We've had a few alerts we've had our eye on at times, and we have some gale warnings and small craft advisories that are posted, and these will last through at least part of the morning period. By 8 a.m. this morning, these will be out of here as things will start to calm down with an area of low pressure that is moving away from us, at least at this time. Here's a look at the radar. So we've had a little bit of snow, maybe getting close to Washington County at a few spots this morning, but at least overall, we'll look pretty good with a partly cloudy sky, so not too much in the way of cloud cover with this area of low pressure right about in there. That's starting to move away now. This is the outer edge of it right there. We'll have to watch for our next wave of energy that will begin to move in soon. So futurecast for today, a mixture of clouds and sunshine. It tries to get a few flurries going, but I think we'll stay dry today, but even less clouds on the way later on tonight. As for the winds, nothing too ridiculous. They'll be out of the north from time to time as well, mainly at around 10 miles per hour, but backing off overnight tonight, especially for the daytime tomorrow before our next system starts to approach. So for today, mid-40s, partly cloudy and breezy, northwest wind getting up to about 20 miles per hour. Your hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period, a mixture of clouds and sun as temperatures rise into the 40s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Craig and Emma.
Thank you, Devin. 2 adults were reportedly found dead inside a motel in Brewer on Wednesday. Brewer Police Chief Jason Moffett told the Bangor Daily the bodies were found at an unnamed motel around 10:30 in the morning. Brewer Police say they're now working with the medical examiner's office to investigate the cause of death. Foul play is not suspected. Their identities have not yet been released.
Bail was set for a Brewer man who state prosecutors say is a threat to the community at large. Brandon Rigo appeared in court over Zoom Wednesday for an arraignment and is facing 10 charges, including attempted murder, kidnapping, aggravated assault, 2 counts of domestic violence assault, and domestic violence terrorizing with a dangerous weapon, among others. Prosecutors say in one incident during January of this year, Rigo allegedly held a gun to his girlfriend and forced her to take a large number of pills with the intention of making her overdose.
After considering all of that information, the bail will be $75,000 cash bail. That will be reviewable.
Brewer police are still investigating multiple alleged incidents regarding Rigo, and there are limited details at this time. He's scheduled to appear in court again on June 6th of 2023.
A fire destroyed a trailer in Verona last night. The Bucksport Fire Department received a call about a fully involved structure fire on East Side Drive just before 7 p.m. Bucksport Public Safety Director Sean Gagan says one person was taken to the hospital by ambulance. He says fire crews worked quickly to put out the flames. Authorities say the trailer is uninhabitable at this time. The State Fire Marshal's office has been called in to look for a cause of that fire.
The fire that took the life of a Newport man on Sunday morning has been ruled accidental. Maine Department of Public Safety spokesperson Shannon Moss says an investigation by the fire marshal's office determined it involved discarded smoking materials. A mother and son lived in the home at 578 Mullen Road. The mother managed to escape. 54-year-old Alan Easley died in the fire.
Maine game wardens and Passamaquoddy warden trainees rescued 2 adults and 2 children who were stranded on Moosehead Lake during Tuesday's storm. 31-year-old Ruby Goodman of Greenville and 32-year-old Joseph Wentworth of Orland were ice fishing on Moosehead with 2 young children when the weather started to worsen. Goodman decided to take the 5-year-old home while Wentworth retrieved their fishing gear and then headed back with the 2-year-old. A spokesperson says the worsening weather further intensified and Goodman's snowmobile also broke down. High winds and heavy snow created whiteout conditions, and Wentworth couldn't see well enough to drive. Both called 911 around 9:15 p.m. Wardens and their trainees happened to be at a nearby camp and used their skills to locate the family and get them back to shore. The children were wet and cold, but everyone was returned to safety, including their dog.
A Bangor man is accused of stealing several snowmobiles from Millinocket. According to the East Millinocket Police Department, 46-year-old Carl McCullough was arrested Wednesday and charged with theft. Officials say the victims arrived at a storage facility Saturday to discover an enclosed snowmobile trailer and 4 snowmobiles had been stolen. The value of the property is said to be worth more than $50,000. East Millinocket police were able to use camera footage to identify the vehicle used to steal the trailer and identified McCullough as the driver. He was arrested, but police are still trying to locate the stolen sleds. Anyone with information is asked to contact the East Millinocket Police Department.
The Maine Warden Service is offering a reward for information about multiple illegally killed deer in Aroostook County. Wardens were called to the Sheridan Road in Ashland for reports of several dead deer during the week of February 19th. They found 7 deer in all. An investigation confirmed 4 were shot, and a cause of death for the other 3 is still undetermined. The Warden Service says none of the deer were taken for use. They were clustered together in a deer wintering area with a dense forest canopy that provides shelter during winter conditions. Anyone with information about the deer is urged to contact Operation Game Thief at 1-800-ALERT-US. A $4,000 reward is also being offered for information leading to the arrest and conviction of those responsible for killing the deer.
Utility crews continue to restore power to customers who lost electricity during this week's storm. Close to 70,000 customers were left without power at the height of the storm. Central Maine Power reports there are still roughly 6,700 customers without power as of early this morning. Most of those are in southern Maine, but there are still several hundred in Knox, Waldo, and Hancock counties. Versant shows minimal outages with just 214 reported in its area.
There has long been a debate in Maine on whether hunting should be allowed on Sundays. The issue is back before the legislature this session with a bill that opens that day up to limited hunting. Matthew Jarancic has the story.
Maine lawmakers were joined by advocacy organizations and hunters at the State House to propose a bill surrounding new efforts for Sunday hunting.
This bill came about from hundreds of conversations that our group has had with working class guides, hunters, non-hunters, legislators, Sunday hunting opponents and proponents.
Sponsored by House Republican leader Billy Bob Falkingham and Representative Sophia Warren, Mainers would be able to hunt on Sundays with only a bow or a crossbow. Should this bill pass, participants would have to pay a $30 fee, $10 going to the state's Land for Maine's Future program, $10 to outdoor educational programs for kids, and another $10 to the Warden Services for any enforcement needs.
This bill not only allows hunters the opportunity to go out and hunt on Sundays, but it also allows kids who are in school Monday through Friday and are interested in hunting to go out and practice with families or an instructor.
Kids are so busy on the weekends now, and particularly Saturdays with sports, that most kids, particularly mine, I struggle to find time to take them hunting. And Sundays we're all sitting at home and be like, boy, it'd be really nice to be able to take the girls out.
Greco, who is a hunter himself, is in support of the proposed bill.
It's always been confusing to me as to why Sunday hunting's not allowed on Sundays, so anything is a step forward in the right direction to allow people to get out in the woods.
Bornstein says the final draft of the bill is set to be printed and presented next week. In Augusta, Matthew Jarancic reporting for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
The Municipal Review Committee, or MRC, is asking the state for $20 million in order to reopen the Hamden Waste Processing Facility. According to MRC Chairperson Karen Fussell, the organization is down to the last of its resources. Should it not find the money to reopen the plant by this summer, the MRC would have to officially close down the facility. The organization is still looking for a buyer, but the past 2 deals have fallen through. Since its closure, waste from surrounding communities have gone to the Penobscot Energy Recovery Program, or PERC, in Orrington. However, there's been so much waste that PERC has been passing it to landfills across the state since last November.
A new size restriction recently proposed to Maine lobstermen and women is causing concern, at least for some of them, while others say it could end up being a good thing in the end. Devin Dagnall spoke to a longtime lobsterman and has more.
The Atlantic States Marine Fishery Commission, or ASMFC, has proposed an update to the 2012 lobster addendum draft in response to a concern about a shrinking lobster population. The proposal would increase the legal minimum size for lobsters caught by at least 1/16 of an inch if there's a decrease in fishery. Although many lobstermen have come out in opposition of the proposal, lobsterman Jim Dow of Bass Harbor says the proposal will not be that big of a problem for the industry.
From my point of view, it's not detrimental. We've had a measure increase in the past, and we survived it.
Dow says he believes, if implemented, the size increase could make the first year rough, but it could also help fishermen in the long run.
If they increase the size 1/16 of an inch in 1 year, that year there'll be a handful of lobsters that will not be landed. But the following year, those lobsters will be landed, and they will weigh more, so they'll be worth more. So you will have a bit of a decline in 1 year on landings by not catching those very small lobsters. But you will catch them the following year, and they'll be worth more.
However, there are those within the lobster fishing community who are concerned that the size increase won't do anything to help the lobster population, and in the long run, just hurt the industry.
I just don't understand the logic behind it, because I can go through and show you what I've done and what I've seen. I might be young compared to some of the guys in this room, but I've been doing this, and I want my kids to be able to do this. This is what upsets me. And it's going downhill.
At this point, the proposal is just that, a proposal, and no definite action has been made yet as far as increasing the legal size of caught lobster. Devin Dagnall, ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
All right, well, the time now is 8:11. Coming up next on Good Morning Maine, Bangor is accepting applications from organizations that hope to win a portion of the pandemic relief funds. We'll tell you how to apply.
But first, another check of your weather forecast. Breezy conditions today. We'll see some sunshine too, with highs near 45 degrees. Partly cloudy overnight with lows around 20. Tomorrow we can expect a little snow, perhaps some rain in the afternoon. It will be mild with temperatures around 43.
Behind every keepsake, there's a memory. Behind every photo, there's a story. Behind Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration, there's people giving back by bringing back what was thought to be lost. The details, the time, and the expertise, all packaged up behind a name that Mainers have trusted for over 35 years. Statewide commercial and residential services. Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration. You keep the memories. We'll handle the rest.
Deny, delay, devalue. Time's on our side.
It's a serious accident. Lots of medical bills, wrecked vehicles.
Still, don't see a problem.
It's the law offices of Joe Bornstein. And they want triple what we offered. And a fair settlement now. Triple.
Call Joe. The law offices of Joe Bornstein. Maine lawyers working for Maine people.
Let's settle this one.
Welcome back. 'Tis the season to get your taxes done, and a local preparation specialist wants to remind you the deadline is fast approaching. Bob Thomas, owner of Thomas Tax and Financial Service in Bangor, says that for those who get 1099s, which are common with freelancers and the self-employed, remember that any payment by an employer over $600 will need to be reported to the IRS, so don't forget to include those forms and totals on your end. He also said it helps to employ a tax professional to make sure you aren't overlooking any deductions that could be applied to your case so that you get the maximum refund or so that you owe less. Thomas says if you want to save on tax prep fees, at least at his business, you should also do a little more homework and go into your appointment prepared.
I think that most preparers, and they would like to have their clients prepared. And so that means probably taking the weekend and sorting everything out on the kitchen table and just adding up all the totals and bring the totals to your tax preparer.
Now, Thomas says the bottom line is that being organized makes the entire process easier for all involved. April 15th will be here before you know it, and you can also get an extension if you're not ready by then, but it's better to get it out of the way and get your taxes filed.
It's been 2 years since President Biden approved the historic American Rescue Plan Act to support communities as they recover from the economic effects of the pandemic. A.J. Douglas talked to the Bangor City Manager to find out how organizations can apply to utilize the city's remaining ARPA funds.
Many Bangor residents and organization leaders have spoken out over the course of several recent city council meetings with suggestions on how the city can best spend its remaining $16 million in ARPA funds. Many of those discussions have focused on how the city can address its homelessness crisis.
The council has had dozens of actionable ideas brought to your attention, things that could have slowed the inflow of people into homelessness.
I'd like to propose that the Bangor allow Bangor Friends of Affordable Housing to start putting up some non-congregate shelters. I'd like to find out how we can do that.
A new ARPA fund application was approved by the council during Monday night city council meeting, allowing any organization within the city of Bangor to apply for use of ARPA funds.
We didn't limit it. You don't know who may have the idea, the solution. It could be, how do we address the needs for those who are experiencing substance use disorder? How do we address the needs for individuals who are experiencing houselessness?
The city is working to have live applications available as early as April 1st. The council plans to partner with United Way of Eastern Maine by allowing the organization to assist in the initial application process. But ultimately, the city will decide who receives the funds. The new application has few limits and a broad basis in terms of requirements.
We weren't saying you had to meet this, this, and this in order to qualify, recognizing that opportunities and ideas could come from any number of ideas.
Deadline regulations for the application are still being decided. All ARPA funds must be committed by December 2024. In Bangor, A.J. Douglas, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
The time now is 8:18. Coming up after the break, we'll get the details on the new bill that could bring comfort dogs to Maine's courtrooms.
This and more as Good Morning Maine continues.
If you're eligible for Medicare and Medicaid, a Medicare Advantage plan from Anthem Maine Health can come with all the benefits you want and zero compromises. Just go to anthemainehealth.com/answers or call 855-753-3928 for a one-on-one Medicare plan review. Ask about our $0 monthly premium plans that include dental, vision, and hearing coverage, along with transportation, a free gym membership, and $0 copay for prescriptions, all for zero extra cost. Plus, you could be eligible for extra benefits to help you save even more. We have plans with up to $2,500 a year to help you pay for over-the-counter health items, groceries, and living expenses like cell phone, electric, or water bills, all on a single prepaid MasterCard you can use at thousands of locations nationwide. Call Anthem Maine Health at 855-753-3928 or visit anthemmainehealth.com/answers and get a Medicare Advantage plan with zero compromises for you and your wallet.
With AARP Rewards, anyone can earn and redeem points. They're ready for you.
That's 300 points.
And help their money live longer. Get started for free today.
Here at Twin City Tire and Service, you will be working with industry professionals. We have ASE certified master technicians and certified tire and lube technicians. If we need your vehicle for a duration of time, we offer a complimentary shuttle service and can even offer a loaner vehicle. Being a client at Twin City Tire and Service means that we will treat you right. This includes a 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty on mechanical repairs. We also provide you with 1 year of complimentary roadside assistance. Come see us today at Twin City Tire and Service in Brewer.
Puzzles are easy. Family, that's a real challenge. It happens rarely, but every once in a while we all go where we're supposed to go. And everything clicks into place.
Young Sheldon. Weekdays at 6 on Fox 22.
A new bill would bring trained comfort dogs to Maine courthouses. Senate President Troy Jackson has introduced a measure that would allow access for trained therapy or comfort dogs to courthouses, law enforcement agencies, district attorneys' offices, and a number of other places. Jackson says, quote, "This legislation is intended to offer some comfort and solace to individuals, especially children, dealing with the criminal justice system in the aftermath of a traumatic event." The legislation was inspired by Holiday, the yellow lab who lives and trains with District Attorney Todd Collins in Presque Isle. Holiday must receive more than 200 hours of training before she can officially be licensed as a courthouse dog and is currently participating in a training program. DA Collins is hoping Aroostook County will become the first district in Maine to use a courthouse dog to comfort children and victims of violent crimes.
Now to the danger and destruction after 2 major storms on both sides of the country. From landslides to home explosions to dramatic rescues in both the water and the snow. ABC's Rihanna Nally has the latest.
The storms that dumped record rain in California have left danger and destruction in their wake.
A very tense situation.
A dramatic helicopter rescue in Los Angeles. A man trapped in the LA River. Crews fighting the fast-moving water.
This is what happens when we see rain. We see this LA River just continue to swell.
The 51-year-old was rushed to the hospital to be treated for hypothermia.
The whole hill is just struggling right now.
Danger on land, too. The heavy rains triggering landslides. In San Clemente, at least 4 apartment buildings were evacuated after a landslide left them teetering on the edge of this cliff.
It's possible we've lost everything.
Mudslides in Nevada, too. This home badly damaged, but no one injured. One silver lining? All that rain is easing some drought concerns. Mandatory water restrictions are now being lifted for nearly 7 million people in Southern California. Meanwhile, on the East Coast, millions are now digging out from that powerful nor'easter. In Massachusetts, 2 hikers stranded in more than 2 feet of snow were rescued at 2 a.m. after an hours-long search. And 2 teenage skiers also rescued after spending 3 hours in chest-deep snow. In the meantime, homeowners are now being warned to make sure their gas meters aren't buried in snow after this home explosion in South Dakota. One of 2 recent explosions in the state blamed on buried gas meters. The plains in the upper Midwest getting more snow today.
Just awful what's going on out west.
It's scary.
You know?
Yeah, I know. We were lucky this past storm. I know it was projected to be a lot worse, but I'm glad it was what it was.
Yeah. Looks like we'll enjoy a little nice weather today. We'll take it while we can get it.
Good point.
The good thing is, if you look at the forecast, the temperatures are getting up there into like the mid-40s.
Yeah.
And it's sustaining there. Before you know it, it'll be 50s, then 60s.
I felt that way the other day. I went for a walk and I felt like this isn't a frigid breeze. It's cold, but it's not winter breeze.
You can almost feel spring in the air.
Right.
This time of year.
March is like, we're all just white knuckling, ready for spring.
We might have a little more snow on the way, but shouldn't be that big a deal.
Yeah. Some rain mixed in, so that's a good sign. Yeah. Devin Diggs has the details, though.
Alrighty, Craig and Emma, thank you very much. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Marilyn Monroe Spas. Sign up for your VIP spa membership today for exclusive members-only services and benefits. It's the perfect gift for your loved ones. Alrighty, here we go this morning. We have a few alerts to talk about. Small craft advisories and gale warnings both expiring this morning at around 8 a.m. So once these are out of here, we'll be looking pretty good for a little while yet. As the winds will relax, we'll be watching for a little bit more active weather coming in soon. For now, the buoys are still looking a little active out there at around 3 to 13 feet, and we'll start seeing these come down, especially as that area of low pressure continues to move away. For now, we're on the outer edge of it, where there's still a little bit of snow showing up on the radar. Maybe Washington County seeing a few flurries out there this morning. But with this area low pressure that's located right about in here, it's starting to move right now. Look at that swirl right there. That looks pretty cool, right? But we're on the outer edge of this right about in here. That will start to move away from us, so things will start to improve as the daytime progresses on. We'll stay dry today with a partly cloudy sky, but look what's beyond that. More active weather on the way with this front right about in here. That'll track in our direction and bring more precipitation to our neck of the woods. So moving forward, Futurecast showing a mixture of clouds and sunshine today. It tries to get a few flurries going, but I do think we'll stay dry out there today. Overall, even less clouds on the way later on tonight, but we'll be watching for more clouds on the way as we start things off here Friday. Maybe some precipitation by the late afternoon in the form of rain and snow showers possible, but we'll see a gradual transition to all rain with warmer temperatures overnight and in parts of Saturday morning. So any snow accumulations from that does not look impressive, at least at all, maybe at around 1 to 3 inches before we're all finished up, maybe some locally higher amounts. And that's further off towards the north where we'll see warmer air. Not looking as impressive, maybe hardly anything in the snowfall department, and that'll be about it there. The mid-40s on the way for us today, partly cloudy and breezy. The northwest wind getting up to about 20 miles per hour. Proceeding into tonight, lower 20s, partly cloudy again, maybe even less clouds from time to time. The northwest wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tomorrow afternoon, rain and snow showers on the way, highs in the lower 40s, and that south wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Marilyn Monroe Spa's extended forecast. Nothing too ridiculous here. Some chances for precipitation, even running through Sunday. Chances for rain and snow showers Saturday. Some snow showers by Sunday. Temperatures in the mid-40s by Saturday, then mid-30s by Sunday. Spring arrives on Monday. That looks nice. Mostly sunny. Highs in the lower 40s.
Pond Hill Farms in Brooks, Maine offers 100% grass-fed beef in a variety of ways. Choose between individual cuts that are state inspected and ready to pop in your fridge or freezer. If you're looking to stock up, Pond Hill Farms offer the option to purchase hanging weight by quarter, half, or whole. We also offer live cattle if you're looking to grow your own herd. Pond Hill Farms also offer rental cottages with spectacular views of the farm and the Maine outdoors. Whether you're looking for fresh Maine meat or a gorgeous place to vacation, Pond Hill Farms is the place to be.
The FlexSteel Spring Semi-Annual Sale is in full bloom with fresh savings on fabric and leather reclining and stationery furniture, tables, beds, desks, dressers, and more. Furniture that comforts, furniture that endures, all with a blue steel spring at its core. FlexSteel, designed for living, built for life. Save big today during FlexSteel's Spring Semi-Annual Sale.
Dorsey Furniture, open 7 days a week, Route 1A Holden.
Rowell's Garage has been serving customers in the greater Dover-Foxcroft region since 1946. Our goal is not just selling you a vehicle, but also giving you quality service to maintain your vehicle at peak performance. Browse our inventory online or in person. Whether it's a car, truck, or SUV, we can put you in the vehicle that is right for you. Sales, service, and parts. Rowell's Garage, doing business the right way every day.
Nearly all commercial vehicles carry big insurance policies. So if you're hurt by one of these box trucks, or by a garbage truck, or by any kind of commercial vehicle, you may have a big case worth big money. But they don't just give that money up. You need someone who's going to fight for it. That's exactly why you need to call the Twos. I'm Jim with Lowry & Associates. If you've been hurt by any commercial truck, call the Twos. We win for you.
Hurt by a commercial truck? Call the Twos. Call 222-2222.
Welcome back, everyone. A Texas judge heard more than 4 hours of oral arguments from both sides on the abortion pill issue. Some 40 million women could be impacted nationwide. Fox's Madeline Rivera reports.
Since the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade last year, the latest court battle is over abortion pills. A federal judge in Texas, appointed by former President Donald Trump, could force the drug mifepristone off the market nationwide.
The evidence is there that this is a safe drug.
It's part of a 2-pill regimen responsible for over half of abortions in the U.S. The Food and Drug Administration approved mifepristone over 2 decades ago, but a coalition of pro-life groups are suing, asking them to rescind approval.
The FDA has one job, which is to protect Americans from dangerous drugs.
And the FDA did not do any safety testing on the chemical abortion drugs before allowing them onto the market.
The judge could issue a temporary injunction, stopping sales of the medication until the lawsuit is settled.
Abortion does not need to be legislated by a court, by a single judge who doesn't have expertise in this matter.
Critics say cutting access to these pills will drive up surgical abortions. The Biden administration is bracing for all possible outcomes.
The decision could be unprecedented, of course, and devastating to women's health, and we may find ourselves in uncharted territory once again.
Major retailers have been thrust into this debate. Walgreens already says they will not sell abortion pills in certain Republican states that have threatened legal action. In Washington, Mather Rivera, Fox News.
The first major U.S. railroad merger in more than 2 decades is getting the green light. Regulators have approved Canadian Pacific's merger with Kansas City Southern. The deal is worth $28 billion. The combination of the railroads will create the first freight rail network linking Canada, the U.S., and Mexico. The move comes after a 2-year-long review by the U.S. Surface Transportation Board. It said the combined company will have little to no track redundancies or overlapping routes and would add more than 800 new union jobs. Canadian Pacific says it had already reached agreements with some of the biggest rail unions.
One mother is fighting for change after her son fell to his death from a popular amusement park ride. A settlement has now been reached. ABC's Andrea Fujii reports.
This morning, the Florida amusement park ride where a 14-year-old fell to his death is coming down. The boy's mother has been pushing for the Orlando free fall to be dismantled. She saw it for the first time yesterday.
Unfortunately, when he passed, I wasn't there for him. So I had to do this. I didn't want to come under these circumstances, but I had to do this.
Last March, Tyree Sampson was visiting from St. Louis when he slipped off the ride, considered the world's tallest tower drop at more than 400 feet. A report found Tyree weighed more than 100 pounds more than the ride allowed. In order to fit, he rode while not being properly restrained.
It's a horrendous ride. Should have never have been built.
The family sued the amusement park and ride operator. They've now settled the case. But the family's attorney claims the ride manufacturer, a European company, is trying to evade responsibility.
And please remember, it was the manufacturer said you don't need seatbelts on a ride that goes 420 feet in the air, tilts forward at 90 degrees, and comes down at 75 miles an hour.
Tyree's mom is now working with a Florida lawmaker to pass the Tyree Sampson Act to require more regulations and worker training.
It will save another child's and family life. So the extra restraints were needed prior to this happening.
If the law passes, it would take effect this summer. The amusement park where Tyree died says it supports the proposal. As for the ride manufacturer, it did not comment.
Still to come here on the second half of our show, we'll hear about a Girl Scout troop in Brunswick that is working to benefit the lives of local foster kids.
That story and more as Good Morning Maine continues.
Let's face it, getting training and experience is hard, but at Loring Job Corps, we can help. From certifications in automotive technology, obtaining your CDL, or learning building trades, we have you covered. Maybe you prefer joining the high-tech world of computer networking or cybersecurity. We have that as well. Don't delay, get in the driver's seat to your future today. And the best part, Loring Job Corps is free. Receive free training, free meals, and even free housing. Call or go to jobcorps.gov/Loring. Job Corps careers begin here.
You're watching Fox 22, Bangor.
Welcome back, everyone. Today is Thursday, March 16th, 2023. Today the sun rose at 6:46 a.m. It will set at 6:42 p.m. which means we have about 45 minutes more daylight than we did at the beginning of the month, heading in the right direction.
Absolutely. I love to see it. And today is National Freedom of Information Day, observed every year on the birthday of former President James Madison. This day is about bringing awareness to how the Freedom of Information Act benefits all Americans, because anyone can demand information they want by going through the formal request process. And I know people who have done it before, they'll say it's not that simple. Sometimes you have to pay a fee, sometimes it's free, sometimes you have to wait a long time, and sometimes you can be denied, or you have to be persistent, your request will be forgotten about, but it's still federal and state law that you can put in that request and be persistent.
Yeah, what you're saying earlier is not just the media. You hear about the media doing it a lot too, but anybody can really request that information.
Absolutely. I've had a friend who's done it.
Yep. Meanwhile, on this day in history, way back in 1883, Susan Hayhurst became the first U.S. woman to graduate from a pharmacy college. In 1912, the American First Lady, Helen Herron Taft, planted the first cherry tree in Washington, D.C., which, of course, is now an iconic sign of spring here in the U.S. In 1968, on this day, Robert F. Kennedy announced his presidential campaign. He, of course, was assassinated just 3 months later in June. And finally, on this day back in 1991, the New York Lotto paid out $33.3 million to one lucky winner. Sounds kind of cute now compared to the massive payouts they do now. But
I wonder if they took the cash value. It didn't say that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Interesting. All right, well, for birthdays today, we have Anna Atkins, who I hadn't heard about until today. She was born in 1799 and was an English botanist, photographer, and the first person to publish a book illustrated with photographic images. She must have been quite older in age then if she was a photographer, because that technology didn't come around until later than 1799. And for two contemporary birthdays, we have Alexandra Daddario, who's known for her roles in the Percy Jackson series. And what other movie you said you liked?
San Andreas.
Yep.
There's been a few others too.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, she's fairly well known.
Yeah.
And as well as Lauren Graham, known especially for her role as Lorelai in the Gilmore Girls. That was a very long-standing show.
Yeah. Very sweet show too.
Absolutely.
Something everybody could watch.
Wholesome, right? You can watch it with your kids.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. All right, as far as the weather is concerned, as we've been saying, it looks like we'll see some sun today. Already seeing it here in the Bangor area. Really pretty out there.
Yeah.
Some people started off the day with a few flurries, but it shouldn't really amount to anything.
Yep, sounds good to me. That sun will poke out a little bit.
Yeah.
Here's Devin Biggs with the forecast.
And thank you very much, Craig and Emma. Happy Thursday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Marilyn Monroe Spas. Sign up for your VIP spa membership today for exclusive members-only services and benefits. It's the perfect gift for your loved ones. All right, let's get things rolling out there this morning. We've had a few alerts we've had our eye on at times, and we have some gale warnings and small craft advisories that are posted, and these will last through at least part of the morning period. By 8 a.m. this morning, these will be out of here as things will start to calm down with an area of low pressure that is moving away from us, at least at this time. Here's a look at the radar. So we've had a little bit of snow, maybe getting close to Washington County at a few spots this morning, but at least overall, we'll look pretty good with a partly cloudy sky, so not too much in the way of cloud cover with this area of low pressure. Right about in there, that's starting to move away now. This is the outer edge of it right there. We'll have to watch for our next wave of energy that will begin to move in soon. So futurecast for today, a mixture of clouds and sunshine. It tries to get a few flurries going, but I think we'll stay dry today, but even less clouds on the way later on tonight. As for the winds, nothing too ridiculous. They'll be out of the north from time to time as well, mainly at around 10 miles per hour, but backing off overnight tonight, especially for the daytime tomorrow before our next system starts to approach. So for today, mid-40s, partly cloudy and breezy, northwest wind getting up to about 20 miles per hour. Your hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period, a mixture of clouds and sun as temperatures rise into the 40s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Craig and Emma.
Thank you, Devin. All right, well, a Girl Scout troop in Brunswick is giving a boost to displaced children and teens. Troop 74 is working to build boost bags to give to kids in foster care or similar programs. The troop says after they learned these children often carry their belongings in a garbage bag, they wanted to find a way to help. They collected self-care items like shampoo and toothbrushes. They're also collecting more comforting items, such as puzzles and books.
We hope that children who are removed from their homes get these bags to make them feel safe and like someone cares.
Because we feel for them and we know that like what they're going through is really hard, and we just know that they really need some help, and they probably don't have all that they need. So to know that we're providing for them feels really good.
The troop is accepting donations through the end of March. And of course, that's Girl Scout Troop 74.
What a nice thing they're doing there,
Good for
too.
them. Yeah, it's needed.
Yeah, a lesson that will last a lifetime, too.
Absolutely. Good point. All right, still to come here this morning, Ryan Sudol will have your sports updates.
We'll also meet a very special kitty in this week's Pet of the Week. Don't go away.
Paramount Paving, Maine's go-to for all your paving and seal coating. Paramount Paving offers commercial and residential paving and seal coating services throughout eastern and central Maine. Give us a call for a free estimate today. Paramount Paving. When it comes to paving, we are Paramount.
When you're ready to tackle your next building project, depend on the knowledge and experience of Hammond Lumber Company. Hammond's Home Planning Center will turn your ideas into accurate conceptual drawings, and 3D visualization is available. Your Hammond sales rep will prepare a materials list and cost estimate. And when you buy all of your materials from them, Hammond will refund all of your design fees. Hammond can deliver your order from any of their 22 locations across Maine and New Hampshire. Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner since 1953.
If you're waiting for a sign that it's time to finally tackle that window project, here it is. Renewal by Anderson's incredible window replacement days. Get all the benefits of Renewal by Anderson's exclusive and easy replacement window process. And save a lot of money while you're at it. An immediate design consultation, exclusive Fabrics composite material windows, and precise installation by highly trained certified master installers. You get it all during Renewal by Anderson's window replacement days. Call Renewal by Anderson today and take advantage of this limited time offer and special financing.
No matter what type of dog you have, or cat you have, Frontline Plus lets you take them everywhere, no matter how you define it. Frontline, the #1 name in flea and tick protection.
After a controversial outcome, Drew McIntyre and Sheamus clash to find out who'll face Gunther at WrestleMania. An all-new Friday Night SmackDown, live at 8 Eastern, 7 Central on Fox.
NASCAR Cup Series and Better Health 400, Sunday on Fox.
Paramount Paving, Maine's go-to for all your paving and seal coating. Paramount Paving offers commercial and residential paving and seal coating services throughout eastern and central Maine. Give us a call for a free estimate today. Paramount Paving. When it comes to paving, we are Paramount.
They're relentless! It's starting to feel extremely targeted!
That one really likes you! Animal Control, tonight on Fox.
Hey everybody, Ryan Sudol here. Thank you so much for joining us. Maine men's hockey season ended last week with a playoff loss to Vermont. But despite the ending, there's a lot to be positive about after Ben Barr's second season in Orono. Tyler Cruz has the story.
Last week, the book officially closed on Ben Barr's second season as Maine hockey's head coach, a season really defined by growth.
There was some growth of the team, growth of certain individuals as players, and most importantly, I think there was growth of, what's okay and what's not okay within our program and the standard that our players set this year.
After ending last year with just 7 wins and being picked to finish last in the Hockey East preseason poll this year, the Black Bears got to work trying to right the ship. And that process all began in the summer.
Each student athlete on our team really committed to putting the work in. They all came here in July on their own. That was, first and foremost, a really important step for us to take as a team in a school.
And one thing that summer session told Coach Barr right away, this year, his guys are bought in. And with 16 new guys on the roster, that top-to-bottom commitment went a long way.
As a coach, you preach your values and your standards, but even if you have 2 or 3 guys that aren't bought into it, you're in trouble. And we didn't have that at all, which was really refreshing. And again, that's a credit to our leaders.
So from July on, the Black Bears as a whole worked to bring Maine hockey to what it once was. And that all starts with setting a standard.
If we allow things to be okay, they're always going to be okay, and if we don't, and we expect more, and we, develop our players and hold them to certain standards, some players are capable of way more than maybe they even think they are. And then maybe our team is capable of more than people think it is.
The result? Heading into the last weekend of the regular season, Maine had a chance to finish as high as 4th in Hockey East. They ended the season 6th, hosting a play-in game and finishing on the wrong end of a tough battle with Vermont.
I think you saw that a little bit the last 2 weekends where we were doing some out of character things, which led to the puck ending up in the back of our net, which ended up with us losing 3 games in a row. And, so that's a great lesson for us, just to, hey, it still has to be a day by day thing.
But at the end of the day, it's the wins and the losses that help teams grow. And that's exactly how the Black Bears are looking at it as they gear up for next fall.
Learning how to deal with having some expectations is really important. And, you can't learn how to deal with that until they're actually there. Tremendously disappointing end. But I think at the end of the day, we'll look back and be appreciative that we went through it.
Okay, staying with the University of Maine. Maine baseball had 1 game to go before opening up America East play. That game 3 p.m. on Wednesday at George Washington University. Maine looking to bounce back after a string of losses, so let's check the box score. Maine beat George Washington 15-8 on Wednesday. Glenn Coburn got the start and the win for the Black Bears. Chris Knight was handed the loss for GW. Offensively, Quinn McDaniel knocked in 3 RBIs on 2 hits. Colin Plant hit his first homer of the season. He went 3 for 6 with 4 RBIs. And the Black Bears snap a 4-game losing skid. They head to UMBC to open conference play this weekend. Okay, now to some hoops. Huge game across the bridge at Brewer High as the Witches and the Rams of Bangor battled each other in unified action on Wednesday. It was such a great event. The mission was pack the gym, and they did a pretty good job at that. Let's start in the first half. Here's Bangor's Bella Burnham. She was the high scorer for the Rams, and it's because of shots like this. Money from just inside the foul line. Still first half. Brewers' Ashlyn Smith on the steal. She takes it down the floor and passes it up to Christopher Shore in transition. He gets the lay-in to go. Later, how about Joe Lane taking this thing coast to coast for Bangor? Pulls up with no hesitation. What confidence and poise to knock that shot down just inside the arc. Finally, in the second half, who could forget my man, C-Money, Christian McDonald for Brewer, nothing but net from deep. He was the high scorer for the Witches as they close out their season with an 81-61 win. Okay, let's check back in with the Patriots. After trading away Jonnu Smith and letting Jacoby Myers walk, Belichick has brought in a pass catcher. Welcome to New England, Juju Smith-Schuster. Juju made his name with the Steelers, posting his best season in his second year in the league, reeling in 111 catches for 1,400 yards in 2018. After dealing with some injuries, he had a great rebound season in 2022, his first and only year with the Kansas City Chiefs, 78 catches and 933 yards. The deal with New England is reportedly for 3 years and $33 million. That's the same as the Jacoby Myers contract with Las Vegas. And just breaking in the last couple hours, the Patriots have now also signed former Jets and Jaguars running back James Robinson. So there you go. Staying on the topic, we're about 2 weeks away from the Red Sox opening day. And on Wednesday, we learned the Sox opening day starter, which kind of makes baseball season feel a lot closer, right? Taking the mound for the Sox when they take the field against the Orioles at Fenway on March 30th will be newly acquired right-hander Corey Kluber. While Chris Sale will be in the rotation to start the year, he will be starting the second game of the regular season. Manager Alex Cora said he had known for a while that the 3-time All-Star would be his day one starter, but the news just being announced to us on Wednesday. That's all the time we have for sports. I'm Ryan Sudol. We'll be back right after the break.
Find out where that road leads. Take on any challenge. When you have the #1 mass market brand and dependability, you stop thinking about what you can't do and start doing what you never thought possible. Get 2.9% APR for up to 48 months on a new 2023 Forte.
Take your taste buds on a journey and experience the brand new international menu Tuesday through Thursday only at the Lucerne Inn and Ryan's Pub. Every Tuesday, enjoy their delicious French cuisine. On Wednesdays, enjoy their memorable Italian delicacies. And every Thursday, be ready for a fiesta with their Mexican favorites. A full 5-course dinner for just $29.95 per person. And don't forget about their all-you-can-eat seafood Fridays. The Lucerne Inn, beautiful dining with a delicious view.
Roto-Rooter has served the greater Bangor area and beyond for 35 years, offering plumbing, hydrojetting, snaking, descaling, video inspection, and grease interceptor cleaning services. For all your residential and commercial clogs, call Roto-Rooter today, 990-1234.
And away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
Are you considering buying a new home? A home inspection is a major step in the home buying process. Knowing the current condition of your future home is very important. From simple DIY repairs to major issues that could cost thousands down the road. Not only can TJ inspect your property, but he is also a licensed contractor. Give him a call today at 210-5000 for a free inspection quote.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. We're here with Catherine Ravenscraft and from Bangor Humane Society and a very cute little kitty. Catherine, thanks for coming in this morning.
Thank you. Good morning.
Who's this?
So this is Boo.
Oh.
Boo is, she's a very timid little girl. She's very, very sweet. She's not purring at the moment, but she has been purring most of the morning.
Yeah.
She is just about a year old. You can see she's a very tiny girl.
Yes.
Yeah. Can we see your face? Can we see
She's a beautiful little kitty.
She is. Oh, she says no.
No.
Yeah.
You might be able to see she just had her surgery as well.
Yeah.
So she may still be recovering from that.
Yeah.
But she is ready to go. She came in with 2 siblings. They had been abandoned.
Yeah.
And they've all had their sterilization surgeries and they're caught up on their shots and they're ready to go home today.
Oh.
Yeah.
You're being a good sport.
She is.
Yeah. Are her siblings, you said they're all ready to go?
They're all ready to go as well. There's Ariel and Loki, I believe.
Gotcha.
And Loki's a little tuxedo cat, and I didn't see Ariel.
Yeah.
But I would imagine that Loki is so called because he's a troublemaker. Most boy cats are.
Yeah.
But this little girl is very reserved. She didn't say boo on the way over here. She was in her carrier and just was quiet the whole time.
Yeah.
Yes, I know you want to
It's a lot
hide.
for kitties and dogs, too, when they go on these in a car and then in a big TV studio.
And then they're immediately plopped down right
Yeah.
here.
All
and
the lights
expected.
and
As soon as you
everything.
took her out of the box, though, she started purring in your lap.
She
and
did.
Little sweetie.
Yeah, she just wants to snuggle. I guess she had some limited exposure to a dog and was just hit a lot, basically.
Yeah.
But I imagine if you have a dog that isn't interested in chasing a cat, she'll probably do fine. And I also think that wherever she ends up, she's probably going to hide under the bed for the first week or so.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But she's going to come out and want snuggles and love, and she'll make somebody, I think, a really great lap cat as soon as she settles in and gets comfortable.
I mean, her pupils aren't huge right now. It seems very normal, other than being normally timid.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, exactly. And you're right, that's exactly what cats do when they're really afraid their pupils get enormous. That they get that Puss in Boots look on
And it's
their
really
faces.
cute, but they're scared.
They're terrified, yeah. So I think she's going to do well. And I think she'll also probably do okay with other cats, where she was with her siblings for so long.
Good.
As long as the other cat is okay with her.
Nice.
I think she'll settle in nicely.
She's
and
a good girl.
She is. And the same with kids. Just, calmer, quieter children.
I mean, I could easily, we of course didn't have it on camera. I don't want to bother her too much now. She's a little agitated, but I was able to pick her up earlier and she let me and she was nice and I pet her for a little bit, but obviously she's like a little overwhelmed right now.
She is. But no claws, no hissing.
Wow.
And even when she was trying to get away from you, I don't think the
it
claws
was
came out
gentle.
at all.
Yeah, she kind of climbed up my shirt, but there were no claws, which is special. I had a cat for oh my gosh. Oh, that was a sneeze. Bless you. I had a cat for 17 years who was an angel, and I love her, but she would still claw up my back.
Yes, exactly. But she doesn't seem to be inclined towards that.
No.
She's just a love bug.
Well, Catherine, thanks for coming in.
Thank
If you're
you.
interested, stop by the Bangor Humane Society to check out Boo or any of the other animals. By the way, you got rid of all those puppies.
We did.
Yeah.
All the puppies went. We are clearing house right now. We're
Fantastic.
getting ready for kitten season. I think there's more puppies on the way via our transport.
Wow.
So
Good news.
get
That's
ready,
good
Bangor.
news.
Spring's got animals for you.
That's good
Yeah.
news. We love to hear it.
Thanks for coming.
you.
We're going to send it over to Devin now for our forecast.
Alrighty, Craig and Emma, thank you very much. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Marilyn Monroe Spas. Sign up for your VIP spa membership today for exclusive members-only services and benefits. It's the perfect gift for your loved ones. Alrighty, here we go. This morning we have a few alerts to talk about. Small craft advisories and gale warnings both expiring this morning at around 8 a.m. So once these are out of here, we'll be looking pretty good for a little while yet. As the winds will relax, we'll be watching for a little bit more active weather coming in soon. For now, the buoys are still looking a little active out there at around 3 to 13 feet, and we'll start seeing these come down, especially as that area of low pressure continues to move away. For now, we're on the outer edge of it, where there's still a little bit of snow showing up on the radar. Maybe Washington County seeing a few flurries out there this morning. But with this area of low pressure, it's located right about in here. It's starting to move right down. Look at that swirl right there. That looks pretty cool, right? But we're on the outer edge of this right about in here. That will start to move away from us, so things will start to improve as the daytime progresses on. We'll stay dry today with a partly cloudy sky, but look what's beyond that. More active weather on the way with this front right about in here. That'll track in our direction and bring more precipitation to our neck of the woods. So moving forward, Futurecast showing a mixture of clouds and sunshine today. It tries to get a few flurries going, but I do think we'll stay dry out there today. Overall, even less clouds on the way later on tonight, but we'll be watching for more clouds on the way as we start things off here Friday. Maybe some precipitation by the late afternoon in the form of rain and snow showers possible, but we'll see a gradual transition to all rain with warmer temperatures overnight in the parts of Saturday morning. So any snow accumulations from that does not look impressive, at least at all, maybe at around 1 to 3 inches before we're all finished up, maybe some locally higher amounts. And that's further off towards the north where we'll see warmer air. Not looking as impressive, maybe hardly anything in the snowfall department, and that'll be about it there. The mid-40s on the way for us today, partly cloudy and breezy. The northwest wind getting up to about 20 miles per hour. Proceeding into tonight, lower 20s, partly cloudy again, maybe even less clouds from time to time. The northwest wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tomorrow afternoon, rain and snow showers on the way, highs in the lower 40s, and that south wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Marilyn Monroe Spas extended forecast. Nothing too ridiculous here. Some chances for precipitation, even running through Sunday. Chances for rain and snow showers Saturday. Some snow showers by Sunday. Temperatures in the mid-40s by Saturday, then mid-30s by Sunday. Spring arrives on Monday. That looks nice. Mostly sunny. Highs in the lower 40s.
If you're eligible for Medicare and Medicaid, a Medicare Advantage plan from Anthem Maine Health can come with all the benefits you want and zero compromises. Just go to anthemmainehealth.com/answers or call 855-753-3928 for a one-on-one Medicare plan review. Ask about our $0 monthly premium plans that include dental, vision, and hearing coverage, along with transportation, a free gym membership, and $0 copay for prescriptions, all for zero extra cost. Plus, you could be eligible for extra benefits to help you save even more. We have plans with up to $2,500 a year to help you pay for over-the-counter health items, groceries, and living expenses like cell phone, electric, or water bills, all on a single prepaid MasterCard you can use at thousands of locations nationwide. Call Anthem Maine Health at 855-753-3928 or visit anthemmainehealth.com/answers and get a Medicare Advantage plan with zero compromises for you and your wallet.
The Sebec Lake House proves that Days World is ready for any challenge. The client had very high standards for this entire project. You can tell by Sebec Lake actually being in granite in the floor. Days World had to match those high standards, and we did with the Mitsubishi electric equipment that we carry. They didn't want any diffusers on that first level.
You cannot see the diffusers anywhere, just like they promised. We trusted Dave's World with this project, and we're very pleased with the results, and I'd highly recommend them.
We so amazing.
The stylish Chevy Equinox RS and Chevy Blazer RS.
So captivating.
You don't have to be an influencer to be an influencer. The RS family of Chevy SUVs, definitely worth a follow. Current qualified non-GM lessees can get this Equinox for $269 a month or get $1,750 total cash allowance when you purchase.
Yeah, make the crowd go crazy.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. The next astronauts on the moon will be sporting a new spacesuit. The new spacesuit for the Artemis missions was unveiled at an event in Houston Wednesday. It's sleeker and more flexible than spacesuits in the past, and it comes in different sizes for a better fit. Axiom Space, the company designing the next generation gear, says it plans to have new versions of the suit available for training purposes for NASA by later this summer. Very cool. That looks a lot different than the older ones.
Yeah, make working up in space a little bit easier. They have to make them for different sizes for different people, too.
Right.
You know, it's quite a process.
Yeah.
So.
Hey, by this time tomorrow, people will probably already be hitting the pubs.
They probably will. A lot of people on St. Patty's Day, they'll be there for opening hour. Some of the pubs open earlier, and they'll make the day of it. You know? I couldn't do it myself. After these days, I have a beer, maybe two. I'll